Okay, today I'm contacting you about these 400 watt digital ballasts that I bought off of eBay. Right here, I got a 400 watt Lumitech ballast set up to a 400 watt UCO metal halide bulb, just to let you know that my bulbs do work. So I'm gonna turn that on for you. As you can see, my bulb does fire up, it does turn on, and let that sit for a second. And I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off so the bulb doesn't get hot on me. I also have another metal halide bulb to show you, just to let you know that my bulbs do work. On this 400 watt Lumitech ballast I have, the metal halides do work on that ballast. So I'm gonna let that sit for a second so you can see it does turn the bulbs on. Alright, I'm gonna shut that off for you so my bulbs don't get hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's stick this bulb in this fixture, which is connected to one of the ballasts that I purchased off of you. And I'm gonna go ahead and fire this up right now so you can see. Okay, now let's see it just flickers and it turns off. If you can come up close right here, you can hear that the ballasts are on. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and I'm gonna put a HPS bulb in here to show you that it does fire up the HPS bulb. It's a 400 watt Ultra Sun bulb. It fires up the bulb with no problem. I'm gonna let that sit for a second so you can see it warm up. So you see that it's firing up the HPS bulb with no problem, but not firing up the metal halide bulb with no problem. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to disconnect this ballast, which I can confirm to you already that the metal halide switch in the ballast doesn't work, but the HPS switch in the ballast does. So this one kind of like halfway works, I guess you can say. This one right here, I had turned it on to make sure that it doesn't work, and that for some odd reason it did turn the metal halide bulb on. When I first got the package home and I opened it up to make sure everything was ready to go, it didn't want to fire up the bulb. So what I'm going to go ahead to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick this metal halide bulb in here for you, and I'm going to fire up the bulb right now. As you can see now it's not fucking firing it up at all. It's janky, dude. Okay, well, a minute ago that ballast was working. It didn't want to work when I first got it in the mail. It did not want to work. It didn't want to fire up the metal halide part. Before I made this video and plugged everything in, the bulb did light up for some odd reason, and when I got around to making the video, and now that I'm making the video and I'm firing up this bulb, it doesn't want to fire it up now. It's like it does and like it doesn't, you know. So if anything, I'd like to take both of these balances back. But before I cut this video short, I'm going to go ahead and stick an HPS bulb in here so you can see that the bulb does fire up on the HPS side. As you can see, the bulb is being fired up with no problem, and then I'm going to let it sit for a second so you can see that it warms up. Okay, as you can see that the bulb does fire up, and but when it comes to the metal halide bulb, it doesn't want to fire up the metal halide bulb. But this particular ballast right here, it did fire up this bulb initially before I made this video. Now it doesn't want to fire up the bulb at all. Now, see? It doesn't want to fire it up at all. So just before I cut this video short, I'm gonna disconnect this ballast, connect this other ballast, so you can see that it's not the bulbs, it's the ballasts. So I'm gonna cut that on for you, and you can see it doesn't want to turn that fucking bulb on. And we'll turn it off. Connect this bulb back in for you. Turn it on. It fires up the bulb with no problem.